Precursor bases are fine, but they could be better. Hey there, I'm Aki, and this is actually the last video in the deep dive series, and I totally didn't forget about this the last time. In this video, we're taking a look at the mechanical Leviathans in Subnautica, Call of the Void, and the Precursor bases they guard. If you don't know what Subnautica, Call of the Void is, I recommend you watch the trailer and rest of the deep dives in the top right before you come back to this one. That should catch you up on anything you need to know. Also, Call of the Void is actually happening now. I assembled a team and we're actively working on bringing this to the game. If you'd like to support the devs, we opened a Patreon where you can get some sneak peeks, vote on polls, or even work with us on bringing one of your creature ideas into the game if you have way too much money. Back to Precursor bases now though. Since they're such an important part of the Void clusters, I didn't want them to be as simple as the ones you're used to. You know how in the base game, there are just these cubes, or in some cases a gun, you can't get into because they're protected by a barrier. You just have to find or craft the key, put it in the terminal, the barrier opens and you're good to go. Sometimes you need multiple of the same keys, but that's basically it. The only hurdle really are the keys. That's kind of boring. So, no simple force fields opened by a key, but actual puzzles, secret pathways, and unique challenges for you to overcome. I want to take inspiration from puzzle games like Portal that actually make you think about what you're doing and what you can do with the environment you're given to accomplish your task. But why would you go through all that trouble just to get inside the base? Well, some bases contain vaults with research materials you can use to upgrade tools, vehicles, and your bases. Others, databanks full of blueprints, technology, and information advancing the story and what you can build. But to get to all of these, you of course first need to overcome the defenses. Wait, defenses? You heard right. In the Void, these bases are constantly in danger from hostile lifeforms and Leviathans. The Precursors added several layers of security to the research facilities to keep their researchers and of course also the resources and the research inside safe. The most obvious one? Probably the giant robotic guardians defending the bases from Leviathan attacks. That's not their only purpose though, because these guardians are adapted to the ecosystem of the nearby islands to dissuade lifeforms from those islands from getting too close. In this case, spiders. Yes, we will have underwater spiders. I'm sure the arachnophobes are going to have a field day. Sorry. The player will have to flee or stay undetected and explore the surrounding islands for clues on how to disable or bypass the guardian. I won't give you any clues on how to do that, and it will be different for each and every single one, so have fun trying to figure that out. And because I know people will ask, no, you will not get to fight these Leviathans. We don't want you to fight them, we want you to try and avoid them as much as possible. You have no chance against these in a fair fight, and that's what makes them so terrifying. That also goes for any other Leviathans, by the way. We don't want to encourage anyone to try and kill Leviathans. So, the player has to figure out how to get around the Guardian or disable it to get access to the Precursor base. But it's not over once you're inside. There are several extra layers of security before you can access what you're trying to reach. After entering, you might see a terminal with scrambled Precursor symbols. If you've paid attention on the previous islands and discovered all the necessary data downloads, you should be able to unscramble parts of the Precursor's language. If you arrange them to form specific commands and words, you can open force fields, accessing new data downloads or open up hidden passages. But don't enter the wrong command, or you might trigger a trap or additional defenses. Not all hurdles are defense systems though. A destroyed research room with malfunctioning energy bridges and observation platforms moving around erratically is still hard to overcome, even if it wasn't designed to be. Moving along the bridges and activating them at the correct time to reach another platform without falling into the fauna research tank below, you might manage to somehow avoid the hungry mouths in the water. At the central console, you can unlock the next door and reach the next floor. This is where the last layer of defense lies. On your way down, you see the entire floor covered by a maze and a security system continuously scanning for any intruders. Portals transporting you from one part of the maze into another, moving walls and dimension shifting areas are not going to make this easy for you. Who knows what traps and dangers are in that maze? And what happens if you get caught? Is the reward really worth it? And that's one example of how your exploration of a precursor base could go. I have many ideas for puzzles and challenges, but the most important part is making sure to balance story and gameplay. I think things like the maze are great gameplay-wise, but extremely hard to justify in the story. Some traps or security measures make sense to ward off intruders that might try to enter the base, but a full-on maze? I'm not so sure. And this is where I need your help. If you have any ideas for puzzles, traps or challenges, let me know in the comments or on my Discord server. The general idea are fun challenges where you need to solve portal-like puzzles to progress. Think of a door blocked by debris and you have to use the repulsion cannon to get through. Or using the stasis rifle to freeze moving parts in a mechanism to open up a secret passageway. Or maybe using the propulsion cannon to move panels on a wall in certain patterns to unlock a force field. My goal is to make these bases a fun challenge for the player with some great rewards at the end. Not only will you learn more about the story, but you'll also get access to new technology and rare resources you need to upgrade your tools, the Hydra, and your base. There won't be a precursor base on every island, but you will find at least one in every cluster. Some might still be functional, while others are destroyed or mysteriously missing. Over the course of your exploration, you'll learn of a primary research facility with all the research the Precursors did and a dark secret hiding within. Do you think you have what it takes to explore the void? To make it to the primary research facility? To learn what the Precursors knew? What's hiding inside it? To make the right choice? I hope you're looking forward to Call of the Void as much as I am. You'll get to experience a small part of it within the next month as a standalone mod, adding a new Leviathan from Call of the Void. Again, if you'd like to support the project, check out the Patreon, and if there's anything else you'd like to see a deep dive on, let me know in the comments or in my Discord server, and maybe this wasn't the last one. Also, let me know if you have any Leviathan, creature or biome ideas you'd like to see in the mod. As a sneak peek, here are a few concepts. This hermit squid is adorable in my opinion, and we also have this little noodle here, which is actually what the first person subscribed to the Architect tier on Patreon added to the mod. For now, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye!